with another podcast. As always, I am Tony Leskovich here with Table Talk via Half Send. My compatriot G is with me.
Hello.
And yeah.
So, right. As I have to start this off with a question. So,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know. So our listeners might not know this, but I do. You served in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with that sometimes comes with like these crazy stories of like either heroism or really bad stuff. And sometimes there's like these you wouldn't believe it if you weren't there kind of stories. And I'm assuming there's probably all three of those in your repertoire.
Ironically, a lot of mine are my memories are from boot camp. You'll see a lot of behavior because that's the mix of most of the youngest people in the military.
Yeah.
And they're
The rowdy boys.
well, not just that. It's like their emotions to be able to handle the situation at hand. You got to think you're being broken down.
Yeah.
The building. Yeah. So you do see some interesting behavior numbers wise. So a lot of my personal experiences in the military, most of them were these things happened, were just memories.
Yeah.
Bunched up.
It's the most frequent.
The most frequent, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I get that. So there's a group of people who have one of those you wouldn't believe it unless you were there stories. And this happened in California. The title of this article is "A Ninja with a Sword Assaulted a U.S. Army Special Operations Unit."
So, okay, I have questions. So someone was able to confirm this man was a person deserving of the title of ninja, who's actually like...
So it's described as a man in full ninja garb wielding a katana.
A ninja.
That is a ninja.
If it looks like a ninja, sounds like...
Right. Well, it wouldn't sound like a ninja. Wouldn't hear him coming. So, this all started with...
But here's the other thing in the title. He didn't attack another guy.
No, it was a unit.
A unit. An assembly of military men.
They are members of the 160th.
Like, so,
yeah.
So this particular unit was like ninja worthy.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So the unit in question was the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment.
Okay.
And
so
they
these
were
are Green Berets or
right.
Yeah, but okay.
So they were at a airport in Kern County. What had happened was Staff Sergeant was out for a late night cigarette.
Okay.
And an unknown person, and then in quotes, an unknown person in full ninja garb approached him with a question. And the man said,
we both have a mental picture.
Oh, yeah. Like just a dude. So all you can see is the ember from the cigarette.
Yeah, and this guy walks up out of the shadows.
Yeah.
Where you should be only able to see this much of his face because we're picturing a ninja mask.
The man walks up to the staff sergeant and says, "Do you know who I am?" Which is a bold question for a man in a mask to ask.
So the next thing we need to know is what kind of staff sergeant are we talking about? Okay, here's another scenario. Imagine this. Who wants to know? like what kind of... Or he's that guy. Here's the other thing. You picture this cigarette kind of hanging out of his mouth and it just drops to the ground where he's just like...
He's just in a what the fuck mood. So he asks, "Do you know who I am?" And the sergeant said no. And then the man asked...
So it was a rhetorical question.
Right.
A ninja asking rhetorical questions. Well, obviously, you're a ninja. You know I don't know who you are.
Right. You're wearing a mask. So then the man asked the sergeant, "Do you know where my family is?"
Oh.
So
this guy came here to make a scene.
He knew who the sergeant was, not the other way around.
Yeah, so he came here with a scenario already in mind to where he's like, this is going to play out in a particular way that I have predetermined in my imagination.
Yeah.
You don't ask, where's my family in a ninja garb if shit ain't about to go down.
That's some Liam Neeson shit right there. So the sergeant said, obviously, no.
Okay, now we've now established what kind of...
Yeah.
So he rebutted with a...
sarcasm,
some
I'm sure.
Yeah.
And,
I like the sergeant already, just from the little we know about him.
Right. So after the sergeant replied to the second question, the man in the ninja garb began to attack him with a katana.
Oh.
And the sergeant's leg and phone were both struck.
Okay.
The sergeant ran, jumped a fence, reached a building where he joined others from his company, and him and a captain locked the doors, called 911. The assailant kicked and punched doors and windows and ultimately threw a rock through one of the hangar windows and hit somebody in the head.
So at this point, stealthily going in through the roof was no longer an option. He has abandoned his teachings at this point, and he is going full on warrior.
Oh yeah, he was not there to use his grappling hook. He was there to cut people. So
I gotta say, I gotta believe at this point in time that this guy wasn't really someone with a ninja education.
I can't believe that.
So because if he was, he would have assassinated this dude right off Jump Street. He struck him in the leg. So I picture the guy just flaring around like. So clearly this guy is someone with mental health issues. Wasn't really, and he came across. He was somehow able to procure the guise of a Oriental assassin.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Do they? Okay. Continue with the story because I feel like there's got to be context that they give to where more was discovered after. So 911 is called.
Yep.
Okay.
So police officers located the ninja.
Okay.
On a nearby road. The man refused to follow commands and brandished the sword at the deputies.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, yeah. So
he's dead.
Projectile rounds were used, but were ineffective.
Maybe I had them. Maybe he.
The dude ran. Police used tasers on him.
Did he Naruto?
I hope so. Much.
I would pay a sum of money to have the body cam footage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because
we have to find that.
I'm wildly curious.
So, dude runs. Okay. Police use tasers on him where he drops the sword.
So even though he brandished a katana, force used by law enforcement, there's always a +1.
Yeah.
So if somebody, whatever type of force you're combating, law enforcement uses
the next step up. Right.
Okay, a katana, that's not non-lethal any longer.
Yeah.
He's using a lethal weapon. The moment you procure a stabbing weapon of some sort, all bets are off and you're going to die. I'm just very surprised that they elected to try to use less than lethal.
In that situation, like at any given time, like the dude could have just also thrown the sword at them. Like that's incredibly lethal.
We don't know what level of ninja.
Right.
He sounds like level 3. He just got a set of special abilities that come with level 3, but
maybe he wasn't proficient in throwing swords
because they didn't drop him. So he use a once per day ability?
He like Deadpool cut the bullets in midair.
Oh, something, because homeboy got away.
So,
well, I mean, we don't know. Okay, go on.
Right. So they tased him, dropped the swords, and then the deputies were able to take him into custody.
Okay.
And then
so he ran. They chased him. They caught up to him. Tased him, and then took him into custody.
Yeah.
So he did not have increased movement speed that comes with a ninja of the higher level.
Right.
You would think he'd be at least like plus 10 movement and be able to outrun the police at this. These are, okay, for those that don't get this, these are Dungeons and Dragons references. So
yeah. Because we're nerds.
Yeah, we are. Look at our background. Like we're not.
For anybody listening, not watching, there's a D&D map. There's 2 wall cases full of miniatures. Yeah. It's like it's decked out. The whole place looks like a dungeon.
Yeah.
He was taken into custody, and then he was identified as a 35-year-old man by the name of Gino Rivera.
Not the name I would have expected. Hey, Gino!
Right. Yo, Gino, you got that katana?
Hey, Gino, you want to go to the movies later? No, I got ninja class. It's at 7 p.m. downtown at the yoga center. All the ladies are off the mats at 6:45, and my sensei said I gotta be on the mats at 7 sharp. I'm gonna stop at Subway on my way, get me a cold cut combo, and then we're gonna.
I get it, cold cut.
I set that right up.
Yeah, you did.
So he's gonna end up getting 10 to 20. He'll plea it down to 10 to 20. He'll probably serve like 70% of that. He'll probably do.
Do you think that qualifies as an insanity case?
Man, let's be objective here and just look at this for what it is. Especially how he led into everything.
Right. Walk up masked as a ninja. Do you know who I am? Where's my family?
Yeah. Clearly, there's things wrong with him, which suggests to me that his defense is going to go for something like.
Yeah,
he'll have a chance to. He's not getting off of this with it, but he'll get a lesser charge, I would think, and be able to plea that down to something else.
At the end of the day, both the sergeant and the captain required stitches. At some point in this altercation, the captain was also wounded. They were cleared to return for duty. Everything was fine, but all in all, it was an absolute what the fuck moment. Yeah. Like,
actually surprised. Now I know that the spec ops guys were aviation based, where they probably they may not have even been armed or anything. We don't know. We don't have any context to how, but I'm surprised they didn't internally try to handle.
Right.
I know it's a sketchy, because there are 2 different sets of rules between military and civilian rules.
Yeah.
But they at the end of the day, you give them the benefit of the doubt. They did the right thing. When you initially told me the story, my expectation was that the unit
fought the ninja.
Yeah, resolved the.
I mean, in real life, though, like quick judgment calls like that, I believe they made the right choice to let like law enforcement handle it instead of taking it in their own hands, because like they're in a position where, depending on what branch of the military and what you do within that branch, you are trained specifically to kill people.
Yeah, well, here's the other thing too. Like I said, I give him the benefit of the doubt that if he attacked someone in the military that was armed under context, I believe self-defense. So you have to believe that he most likely, they went into this, he ran, jumped this fence, got into this building with his compatriots, and they didn't have access to any self-defense.
Right.
They locked themselves in, called law enforcement. That's probably how that went down. I just would assume that if they had the means, they would have used it.
Right. That's the only thing that makes sense in my brain. Because, like, if that staff sergeant, one, saw a ninja, felt threatened, got attacked, and he had a firearm on him, that dude would have been dead.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, if any argument for self-defense.
Right. He swung a sword at me.
Yeah.
There's no other way. He had to have been unarmed. Everyone had to have been unarmed.
Well, here's the other thing, too. It's not like he was wearing street clothes or anything like that.
Yeah,
the guy,
he was a ninja.
Yeah, he's wearing a gi.
It still blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's the dude, like you said, obviously he had some kind of mental issues. The balls on this ninja, though.
Yeah.
To walk up to somebody, he had no idea if they're armed or not.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing, too. He left himself in the situation long enough knowing law enforcement or more military were on the way.
Yeah.
And he was willing to stick around and not drop a smoke bomb and jet.
Yeah, like the staff sergeant ran, booked it into the building, and the ninja, instead of fleeing the scene, started throwing rocks through windows.
Hey!
Come out! Come out, you pussies!
Is my family in there?
Is this where you're keeping them?
Oh, jeez.
What if you were attacked by a ninja? What would you do?
Me personally?
Yes.
Given the same circumstances, enough factors that I have now. So we're assuming I'm unarmed.
We'll do both.
Okay.
I think I know what the armed situation is, but
yeah, if I was armed, I would shoot him.
Yeah.
And if I was unarmed, I wouldn't roll the dice. If I felt as though I could escape, I don't have this sense of bravado that I feel like I myself, being unarmed, would like to roll the dice on whether I can disarm and then subdue this guy. I'm out. If I would have done the same exact thing that the sergeant did. I would have tried to find the first place I could get in and then lock myself in, call on. I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah. I feel the same way, depending on where I am. Like, I generally keep like a good tabs on like my surroundings. Because like sometimes I get like anxiety in big crowds. I like to know where all the exits are. Like, that's just like part of who I am.
Right.
Like, if my brain is always in what if this shit happens though mode. And I don't know. Like, if I was in a cornered situation, I'd probably try to fight him. I'd lose.
I mean, cornered. Now, cornered's a completely different situation. So if I was cornered and I felt like it's either fight or die.
Right. You have to.
Yeah. You have no choice. You gotta. I mean, let's go at that point. And then
Right.
I would definitely try to close distance and then wrap up limbs and then choke the guy. Most likely. That's how I imagine. I don't, because he's armed with a sword. I'm not going to try to stand at distance with him and throw punches.
Right.
So, yeah.
Like, the best thing you can do is cover your vital organs and charge the guy.
Well, yeah. If you get close enough to him, he can't swing the sword and hit you. You're in close. He would, and it would effectively make the weapon unusable if you got close enough. So.
Yep. It's like katanas are. I think the blades on a standard katana is like 32 inches.
I want to say 32 inches.
Okay. I mean, and that's not super long.
No.
But at the same time, like that.
Well,
doesn't give a lot of close quarters options.
On some level, the way that they're built is with speed in mind.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a hard call. Like, in certain situations, you'd have to do what they did. You have to just book it and hope you make it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't chase you.
Well, also, reading the situation, I would think that I'm at an advantage because I'm unarmed and I'm not hindered by running with a sword in my hand.
Right.
Because, the way that he has to swing it, he's got to chase you and while wielding this weapon. I
mean, there's always the Naruto run. Hands back. He's safe.
Oh yeah, if he did that.
If a ninja attacks you and he starts Naruto running at you, it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to die.
That's a wrap.
But like in all seriousness, this is like probably one of the craziest like military stories that I've heard in quite a while.
Yeah, that's up there. It was the entire time as you read through the story, I had mental images of how the whole thing played out. So ridiculously good story. I still have questions. I might even do my own independent research to find out like what the deal is with this guy, but his name threw me off, everything. Like I want to know more about this guy now. I don't know. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about this, and that's going to wrap it up for today, and we will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.
Bye.